We've developed a chatbot called COALA to help new operators of a detergent production line. It is an agile production line that produces over 100 different types of detergents for many different clients. After a batch, operators reconfigure the machines to produce another detergent. The main machine is the filler. It has 24 nozzles that rotate around a carousel, filling 24 5-liter cans in parallel. The operators must find the optimal filling pressure and speed for each product. The operator's goal is to complete the batch as fast as possible while maintaining high quality and safety. After each can is filled with detergent, it is weighed by the weight checker. If the can is underweight, the weight checker will stop production. Underweight cans can be caused by bad pressure or speed settings, among other things. We built a web-based simulation of part of the production line to test the effectiveness of our chatbot in a controlled environment. For example, to evaluate how well the chatbot can train new operators, help them solve problems, and complete tasks. Before starting a batch of products, operators need to prepare the weight checker by entering several values on the weight checker screen. Then, they need to perform a pre-run with specific settings here. Lastly, they need to set an appropriate pressure and speed on the filling screen before pressing start. As you can see, the status of the machine is now running. Other information, such as error codes and the number of cans produced, will also appear here. We see that the weight of every can is displayed on a graph. If a can becomes dirty, it will display as a red bar. The weight checker also has a field for displaying its own error messages. If you were to increase the pressure too much, the product will start foaming and the weight will drop. If it drops below the minimum threshold of 5,000 grams, the weight checker stops the line and displays error 33, as you can see here. The chatbot was built to help new operators run the production line, solve problems, share newfound knowledge, and perform supporting tasks like creating issue reports. The chatbot uses buttons to help users interact efficiently. For example, when you ask what it can do, or simply type options, it offers you a list of commonly used features. The user can choose to use the buttons or type their own message manually. Furthermore, the chatbot is connected to the simulated production line, so it can use information like the current settings or error codes to facilitate interactions with users. If the user asks for a status update, they are given live information from the simulation. You can ask for instructions on how to perform specific tasks like, how do I perform a pre-run? And the chatbot will then provide you with a link you can click on to open instructions in a new browser tab. The chatbot may also offer suggestions in the form of buttons for related tasks. If you've solved an issue, you can use the chatbot to document it. You can type, "I have an issue to report." It will then ask you a series of questions about the issue, starting with a description of the symptoms, followed by machine component, product number, and error code. It uses the live data from the simulation to suggest answers. You can always manually type a response too. Then it asks for what you think caused the problem, and finally how you solved it. This information is recorded in a knowledge base that the chatbot can draw on to help other operators solve similar issues. For example, if someone else were to type, "I need help solving an issue," they will also be asked to describe the symptoms and the same set of details. It will then provide the user with any causes and solutions that it found on similar problems. You can also use the chatbot to retrieve and save filling settings for a product. You can type, "I need filling settings," or use the equivalent button when you type options. You only need to provide the product number. Again, the information from the simulated weight checker is used to provide a suggestion, as indicated by the robot icon. Note that the settings have a rating and status. When new settings are submitted, they have status pending approval until an expert operator approves them. However, anyone can rate the settings. Imagine if you just used the settings that you were recommended but they were a disaster. You can give a rating of 1. The status will change to pending review and you will be asked to save new settings. You can type, "These settings were bad," or "I want to rate these settings." Note that you can only rate settings you just asked for, so if you reset the chatbot, it won't remember what settings you were talking about. If you want to save new settings, you can click "Yes" here, or type, "I want to save new settings." Again, you can use the suggested values from the simulation or fill in your own values, but don't forget the units. Finally, you can submit a support ticket or suggestion to the developers of the chatbot. If you encounter a bug or have a feature to suggest, you can type, "I want to create a ticket," and then you can provide a description, for example, "I want to record product viscosity along with the filling settings," and then a title, for example, "Viscosity for filling settings." This will create a ticket that the developers and other users can comment and vote on.